Mikey Garcia asked Manny Pacquiao, "Are you ready for a real fight?" That's what he wanted to know. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing 2021. Then it's up. Then it's up. If it's up, then it's up. Mikey Garcia did a recent interview, link in the description, and he does want the Pacquiao fight still. Let's get into some quotes. Mikey Garcia says he's back training. He says, quote, "I'm training. This is the third or fourth week. I forgot. We're picking up the pace. I feel good, feel better. It was just getting started. You got to take it slow. You can't go too hard or burn yourself out. But now we've done enough to pick up the pace. I feel good, so it's going well. And I want to get some fights. I want to get back in it. I think this will be a good year to get boxing and get the world back to normality." He says, "I'm just getting started. I don't have a date yet. I would like to fight in early summer. So that's what I've been kind of trying to look for. But we still don't have any dates or names, anything like that." Mikey Garcia goes on, says, "We're just getting ready by working out. So when I do have a date, I can map out my schedule, my 8-week, 10-week camp. So that way I'm ready for it. But right now I'm kind of pre-camp type of scenario." Which is good, because if you look at Mikey Garcia recently in some videos, he looked like his walk around weight was heavier, so it's good that he's doing like a pre-camp, even though he doesn't have anything official. He says, quote, "I've always said that my next fight will be at 147, so I don't plan on moving down right now. Maybe after the fight, if there's something exciting at 40, but there's not really anything at 140 that excites me." He does talk about a Pacquiao fight and says, "I would love to fight Manny Pacquiao. We were close to getting that last year. However, with the Rona, the pandemic, and everything shutting down, we were not able to make that happen last year. And then this year, we heard of other fights for Manny Pacquiao, fights like Conor McGregor, Ryan Garcia, a few other fights like that. I don't know what his plan is. If Manny Pacquiao decides to take on something like that, so be it. I'll move on. I'm not going to sit and wait and then I'll look for something else. But if Manny Pacquiao is available and he wants to get in the ring with the real fighter and have a real challenge and a real fight for the fans, then I'm it." Mikey continues by saying there's no one else that is accomplished enough to be in that spotlight, to be in a position like I have. "I think the fans would really enjoy it. It's a great fight, a great matchup. We've talked about this for the last 6-7 years. There was a conversation about a possible fight between me and Manny in the future. Well, here we are. We are the future. The time is now. With everybody, like last year, being in the lockdown and the whole pandemic and everything, people want to see some good fights. They want to experience a good fight and a good event. I think Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. He's a legend. If I were to get in the ring with him, I would do everything I can to put on the best performance, to fight the best, to fight the hardest. That's what I'm about, and I think it would be a terrific matchup. There are not many fights out there that can be as exciting as that fight, and that's why I would love it." So Mikey said he's all in. End quote. My thoughts, I don't mind the matchup. I mean, if we're entertaining another Garcia and Ryan Garcia, which is really a weird matchup, then why would I be mad at Mikey Garcia and Pacquiao? To me, this is no disrespect to Ryan, but Ryan just got dropped by Luke Campbell. I don't believe in a bunch of triangle theories, but I can't imagine Mikey Garcia when he was at 135, 140, fighting a guy like Luke Campbell and, one, having a hard time with him, two, getting dropped by him in the second round. I don't personally see it. Errol Spence fought hard, great game plan, great coach, Derek James, and 12 rounds he punished Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia was never dropped. Mikey Garcia, I interviewed him years ago when my channel was still a pup, and Mikey Garcia was telling me how when he was a teenager, he was sparring the great Edwin Villaro, who was a non-stop, no-nonsense puncher. And this was when he was, not even, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think Mikey didn't even really like boxing. I think that's what he was saying. He kind of did it because he was good, but he wasn't fully vested into loving the sport at the time. And I know a lot of fighters personally like that. So the bottom line is, I don't think Mikey Garcia would have a problem. So he's right. His experience is far, like many years beyond a Ryan Garcia. Just even in loss to Errol Spence, Ryan Garcia don't have no one on his resume that's comparable to an Errol Spence in any shape or fashion. You know, Mikey's been in there with Broner. Ryan don't have no one like an Adrian Broner on his resume that stacks up well to Broner's level of experience. Or even, you could really even say a Sergey Lipinets, you know, and guys like that Mikey has beaten. Mikey's beaten a lot of guys. Orlando Salido, who beat Lomachenko, Rocky Martinez before Lomachenko beat him. Mikey carries a lot of experience, multi-divisional champion. And one thing we know, I think they used to call Pacquiao the Mexicutioner because he had a lot of Mexican opponents that he was beating. You know, Eric Morales, not the first fight, but the second and third fight, he stopped him. Pretty much made Morales, you know, retire where he had to quit and couldn't even take no more. He beat Marco Antonio Barrera, David Diaz. He has wins over Juan Manuel Marquez, even though he was violently slept in the fourth fight. So it would be in the same vein as that. You know, he's fought the Brandon Rios. He fought a lot of Latino fighters in general, you know, from Brandon Rios and, you know, Jesse Vargas, Mexican-American, Latino. He fought a lot. So that formula has worked with Pacquiao and produced some of his biggest numbers, namely the Eric Morales, Barrera, and fights with Juan Manuel Marquez, of course. So I think people would buy it. I think it's a good fight. I think Mikey's more of a boxer than Conor McGregor. You know, this is his sport versus Conor McGregor. He's a good UFC fighter. And you've seen him lose to Poirier in the rematch, a guy he beat by hands. Really, that's what put Conor in all those positions. He didn't, in that fight, McGregor didn't get submitted like he had done previously. He got stopped, you know, and it was really set up by strikes, aka punches. So Mikey Garcia, more experience. Ryan's a real fighter, real boxer, but his experience is leagues below a guy like Mikey Garcia at this point. Rightfully so. He's only 20 something, early 20s. Mikey's probably 30 or whatever. And then Conor McGregor, we know Mikey's a better technical boxer, and this is his sport. This is his main sport. So I don't mind the Pacquiao fight. You know, I think it's better. Pacquiao said he already has his fight like announcement coming soon, or he said he's gonna in his training camp. So I don't know if it'll be Mikey Garcia, but Mikey Garcia, he has a lot of other options. He says he doesn't really have the drive to probably lose the extra weight. He didn't say that, but he says there's nothing that's motivating him to fight at 140. So with that being said, and based on the pictures and videos I've seen of him, I think 140 is a tough ask. So since he's going to stay at 47, you got Sean Porter, you know, Terrence Crawford. He did say that the Crawford fight becomes harder because he's not really working with Bob Arum because their past relationship and beef. So I don't see that happening. But, you know, if Crawford becomes free in October, maybe that's a fight we can get. You know, fingers crossed, wishful thinking. Again, Sean Porter's a great fight for him. Who else? Pacquiao, if that happens. He got a couple options. Keith Thurman, I would like. You guys got a belt. You know, so it just depends on how they play it. But it's good to see Mikey Garcia trying to get some of the weight off and get back into contention and even talking about the fights. He comes from a fight family. He needs to be fighting, you know, period. So let me know what you guys think. Mikey Garcia versus Pacquiao. Who would you favor to win? Again, that formula has been very effective for Pacquiao in his career, where he's made a lot of money and sold a lot of tickets and done a lot of views fighting Mexican-American, Latino fighters. So I think this would actually sell. Conor kind of ruined it by losing. Ryan Garcia, I don't know what's going on. They've been quiet about that fight. I don't know if Golden Boy wants it, but I guess we have to wait and see what's next for Pacquiao. Let me know what you guys want to see from Mikey Garcia. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it was Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.